What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. Frank Ocean is definitely in a good space in his life. Ever since he got his Blonded radio station on, or his radio show on Apple Music, he's put out music on 3 of the 4 shows. So that tells you that this man has been working and he's working towards something, and he's just happy to be in the position that he is where he has this radio show. So we've gotten Frank Ocean music on a consistent basis, which is something we're not really used to. He drops an album, a mixtape, and then goes away. He'll pop up randomly throughout the years, but this is new. We got Chanel on the opening edition of the radio show. We got a remix with A$AP Rocky at the same time. Even more recently, we got Biking featuring Tyler the Creator and Jay-Z, which is a big record. Last night, April 22nd, Frank Ocean graced this radio show with yet another song plus remix combination, this time giving us Lens. And the remix features none other than Travi Scott. I like this idea of putting out a song plus a remix at the same time. Nobody's doing that. It's a unique concept. I don't think Frank is really concerned with getting the most out of these songs. I think he knows that people are going to eat up whatever he drops, so he doesn't care if he puts out the original and then down the road a remix. No, he wants to do it all at once. I don't really know the idea, the reasoning behind it, but I like it because Frank tends to thrive on things that nobody else is doing in the industry, and this is just another great example. Lens, it took a few listens for me to really get into it. And I think that is attributed to the fact that Frank Ocean really cares about what he writes, his pen game, and you have to listen a few times in order to understand the story, to slowly unravel what he's saying. You have to really absorb the words. My favorite part of Lens is the hook. I think it's really detailed and it really helps to further the story that he's telling. He says, despite our history, and mind you, I don't sing, so it sounds way different when Frank Ocean says it. I'm just reading it. I don't have the pipes to sing and do it in the cadences that he does, so I'm just going to read it. Despite our history, somewhere in your nights you're stuck when you think of me. Despite the life I lead, all this life in me. Those feelings that Frank is describing can only come from a breakup that was a part of a relationship that really affected you. I want to think that Frank Ocean is saying that life as a musician isn't easy, but he's willing to dedicate the time necessary for this relationship. Obviously, the music is something that'll probably come first for a while. It's hard to put a relationship over your career, but I do think that Frank Ocean is, telling whatever story he's telling, and that is what he's trying to portray. I think he also could be referring to his bisexuality, which is a running theme throughout this song. Like the first verse, he talks about having to wait until his girlfriend is asleep so he can sneak out and go be with this man. When you break down the hook in that aspect, you have despite our history, and you look at the history as cheating could be a part of that history, and that alone is enough for somebody to leave. But Frank is saying that this woman is having a hard time, at night she's going to be stuck because she's thinking of him. And I think maybe in a way he's trying to justify the cheating, and it's not like a big deal and that they should still be together. I don't know. That's just my interpretation, just listening to the song multiple times. The remix is pretty much an add-on. You get the same Frank Ocean, but now you have an added portion from Travi Scott. There's an instrumental that really separates the two. Like Frank Ocean's part ends, then this long minute instrumental, then Travis Scott comes on. The remix is around 6 minutes. And I think that the reason why we have that instrumental, that kind of separates the two, in my opinion, is that Travis Scott doesn't offer anything to the original subject matter. What Frank Ocean is saying. It's a nice part nonetheless, but I don't feel like Travis Scott really fit in with the song. But he did have a good portion, so I don't know. Maybe that is a reasoning. Probably not. But I like the remix. I like the original and I like the remix. Even though the remix is really just the added on Travis Scott part, but it's not a bad add-on. Is Frank Ocean building to something bigger? Another album perhaps? Who knows? I'm just happy that Frank Ocean is in a position to release music consistently. I don't know how long he'll keep it up though. I mean, he'll have the radio show and I'm sure there's no end in sight for it currently, but once people start to really tune in, is he going to put out more music? I really do feel like what he's doing now is to attract an audience to listen to his radio show on Apple Music. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I also feel like at some point he's not going to put out music for a while. He's getting the audience that he needs for the radio show, and then he'll just, go to normal, play some stuff that he really likes. But who knows? Maybe he is planning something. Maybe there is another album right around the horizon, and all these songs that are appearing on the radio show will end up on an album, but who knows? Like I said though, we should just be appreciative that Frank Ocean is putting out music consistently, putting out good music at that. So those are my thoughts on Frank Ocean's Lens featuring a remix with Travis Scott. After you listen to the songs, let me know what you think about them in the comment section below. Then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter @SermonsDomain, and as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching, and until next time, peace.